everybody. Hello everybody, so Beaton here and welcome back to another past paper practice. In this video, we will be looking at a number theory question. So let's head straight into the video. So this question says, the first three figures in the sequence of shapes formed by connecting lines of unit lengths are shown below. Figure 1, Figure 2, Figure 3, and then Figure 4. So draw Figure 4 of the pattern in the space provided below. So we have to do some drawing. So let's look at Figure 1. So we have Figure 1 here. We have a square and then a triangle at the top. And then we have 2 squares and 2 triangles. Figure 3, we have 3 squares and 3 triangles. So of course, in Figure 4, we'll have one more square, which will be 4 squares. So we see we'll space out the 2. So we'll draw here. So we'll have 1 square there, 1 here. So that'll be 2, and then we have a third one, and then a fourth one. And draw up this line here. And I draw up this one here. Drawing this one here. Drawing this one here, and then I'll draw across here. And then I'll draw up each triangle. So I can freehand this. So I draw this one here, connect there. I draw this one there, and I'll connect there. I draw this one there, I'll connect there. And I'll draw this one there, and I'll connect there. And that is how I get my 3, that is how I get my 2 marks here. Nice and easy 2 marks in under 2 minutes. So let's go. The next question. Next question says, the number of lines L in each shape and the perimeter P of the shape follow a pattern. Study the pattern of numbers in each row of the table below and answer the questions that follow. So here I have Figure 1 and the perimeter of, well, the number of lines would be 6. The perimeter is 5. Figure 2, the number of lines is 11 and the perimeter is 8. Figure 3, number of lines is 16 and the perimeter is 11. And then for Figure 5, they skip 1 and they want us to complete that. So they want us to complete the table. So let's go. So let's see how we can move from Figure 1 to the number of lines. So we can multiply by 6. So 1 times 6 will give you 6. So 2 times 6 will give you 12. So that can't work. So let's try multiplying by 5. So 1 times 5 would give me 5, and then I add 1, that would give me 6. So when I multiply 2 times 5 would be 10, 10 plus 1 would be 11. So that worked. So I multiply by 5 again. So 3 times 5 would be 15, 15 plus 1 would be 16. So I see that pattern is working there. So I multiply by 5 and then I add 1. So 5 times 5 would be 25 plus 1 would be 26. And for this one here, so what I can do, I can actually go and find for n force and then I will use that to find for this. Or you can do trial and error until you get here. So let me try and error way, because this is the way that many students will approach it. So I say I multiply 5 by something and I add 1 to that answer and I should get 66. So let's see, what can I multiply by 5 to get me as close as possible to 66? So I can see 65 divided by 5 would be, so I multiply 13 by 5. So 13 times 5 would give me 65. And 65 plus 1 is 66. So the number here is 13. Because 13 by 5 would give me 65 plus 1. So that works there. So for n here, we see we're multiplying by 5 and then we're adding 1. So 5 times n would be 5n plus 1. And that is some easy marks there. So I completed that part of the table. So let's move on to the other part, which is the perimeter. So I see 6. Let's see if we can move from 6 and 1. So 6 subtract 1 would be 5. That works. 11 subtract 1 is 10, so that does not work. So we see to move from here to here, it's not working. So let's try and see how we can move from here to here. So let's try 1 times 4 plus 1. So 1 times 4 plus 1, that will give me 5. 2 times 4 will give me 8 plus 1, so that will give me 9. So that cannot work. So now let's try 1 times 3 plus 2. So 1 times 3 would give me 3 plus 2 would give me 5. So that works there. So let me multiply this by 3 plus 2. So 2 times 3 would give me 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. So it's working. So multiply 3 times 3 plus 2. So 3 is 9. 9 plus 2 would be 11. So that works. So 5 times 3 plus 2. And because it works for all, that means it's a pattern. It should work for this one. So 5 times 3 would be 15. 15 plus 2 would be 17. So that goes. So I multiply here. 13 times 3 plus 2. So 13 times 3 would be 39 plus 2 would be 41. So 41 for here. Then of course for this one I multiplied by 3 and I add 2. So this would be 3 times n would be 3n plus 2. And that works for there. So I have 2, 4, 6. 6 marks for this very simple question that I just trial and error. I know I got 6 marks in my exam. So now let's move on to this one. This one says, write a simplified expression in terms of n for the difference d between the number of lines and the perimeter of any figure n. So I want to show the difference between the number of lines and the perimeter. So this would, and they want it, the difference is d. So this would be d is equal to, so the number of lines would be 5n plus 1. So this is equal to 5n plus 1. I can put that in a bracket. Subtract, this is talking about difference. And the perimeter would be 3n plus 2. So it would be subtract 3n plus 2. So they want me to write this in a simplified expression. So I need to simplify this. So d would be equal to, so 5n plus 1. Now this here is the part that causes this question to be 2 marks. So I want to subtract this here, so I need to distribute this subtraction sign throughout this expression here, throughout this term. So this will be this negative multiplied by this 3n, this will be minus 3n, and the negative multiplied by the plus 2 would be negative times the positive would be minus 2. So you just need to be careful, we cannot just remove these brackets when we have a negative sign here. We must distribute the negative throughout. So the d would be equal to 5n plus 1. So I can, no need to write it back. So I now can group the like terms. So I have 5n here minus 3n. This is 5n and I group it with a minus 3n plus 1 and I put the minus 2. So this plus 1 and the minus 2. So d would be equal to 5n subtract 3n would be 2n. 1 subtract 2 would be minus 1. So d is equal to 2n minus 1. And that is how you will get the 2 marks for this question. So with that, this has brought me to the end of this video. And I trust that this video brought some clarity of how you can approach these kind of questions. And remember, these questions are very simple. You just need to keep practicing and keep practicing. And when you're tired of practicing, you keep practicing more. So with that, I'll stop here and I'll see you in the next video in which I will look at some more past paper questions. Until then, take care and remember to keep practicing.